Welcome, Bold Dwellers! Sergibit here, and welcome to my very first Fallout 4 guide. In this video, I'm going to show you what I believe is the best possible start for most survival mode playthroughs. In this guide, I'll be using the Midnight Ride mod pack along with a couple extra mods that shouldn't affect the strategy if you are playing on a vanilla version of the game. I'm going to put the names on the screen and the links in the description. This guide works well for most character builds, although you may want to adjust the order of some steps to better fit your own playstyle. To save some time, I'll be skipping the intro sequence with a mod and jumping straight into the stats distribution. This guide does not require any special stat distribution, perk or level requirement, so I'm going to set every stat to 4. With that out of the way, let's begin as we wake up inside Vault 111. The main goal from this part is to clear all the enemies and grab everything inside the vault, starting for the ring.
I'll find who did.
Must vacate immediately.
Let's grab junk from here. And some more. Here's our first melee weapon, the baton. And here's some more items to grab. Excellent.
Critical failure of cryogen.
Another baton here. And our first enemy. Grab all the meat.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
Here's the first holotape containing a game. If you are a collector like me, or if you want to sell it. There's nothing over here. Alright, let's start filling all the bottles. And keep moving forward. 3 enemies here, 1 dies from the reactors. And there's 2 more there. Boom, 1. And 2. This rare road usually dies. Oh, there it is. Grab the meat. Careful with the lightning. And keep advancing. 2 more enemies here. Nice miss. 1 and 2. Here's the first pistol. In this guide, I'll only be using this gun. Alright. Grab the eyeglasses. Some more ammo here, another gun. Check all the containers. There's some cigarettes here. And more items here. Let's open the door. We'll have to defeat 6 roaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab the meat. And we are almost outside. One roach and 2. That's it. Grab the big boy. Now equip the eyeglasses for better perception. And let's open the door. Now, while we wait, we can grab some more ammo here and here. Alright, let's head outside. Now, once outside the vault, 3 tasks to do. First things first, we enter inside this cabin and grab the items. Next, the 3 yellow crates. 1, 2, 3. And the items inside this blue cabin. There's another melee weapon here. Now we are heading to Sanctuary. We are going to talk to Codsworth first. I'm going to skip the dialogue, but don't forget the speech check because it's free experience. Now, let's go to clear 2 houses with Codsworth. Grab the meat. There it is.
Sensors are picking up movement in another house. Follow me. What's all this then?
3 more bot flies to defeat. 1.
That about takes care of that.
2, 3. We leveled up, but I'm not going to pick any perk.
Mom, you're staying here and secure the home front.
Again, grab the meat. There's a corpse with a weapon here. This pistol is random. Sometimes it's a 10mm, sometimes it's a pipe pistol. Now, let's grab the workshop. Close it. Now you can go to the player's home. There's a magazine here.
Hell yeah.
And there's the special book here. I'm not going to pick it up since, as I told you before, the special distribution and the perks does not matter in this guide. But obviously, you can pick it up and put it on the stat that you need. Okay? Next. We are going to clear the remaining enemies from Sanctuary. Two roaches here. Boom. Boom. Grab the meat. And 2 more. 1 there and 1 in this house. Nice. Job done. Now, if you decide to play with a character that relies on explosives, here you have 2 guaranteed fragmentation grenades. What I usually do at this point is setting up a little base. I grab all the crafting stations scattered around Sanctuary and put them all together in the same place. Now let's head to this blue house over here. And inside the root cellar, grab all the items inside. There's some water, some food, obviously some junk, some ammo, If you want a character that uses alcohol, here's 3 beers for you. And here's 3 gold bars, which are very valuable and sell for a lot. If you grab the perk to unlock this safe, do it, which I recommend, but I'm not going to do it in this occasion. Now climb up this fallen tree and grab this duffel bag. At this point, I usually recommend to scrap everything you do not want in your settlement. It's very important in survival mode to have a lot of junk in your workshops. Okay. This will take a bit of time to do. For the sake of this video, what I'm going to do only is to scrap the containers. Because inside, there's usually some loot. I recommend that you do it house by house in an order to not miss anything. And still, I'm sure I'm going to miss something. We'll check later everything we've got. I think there isn't any container in all of this junk. Here's some more. Don't forget the mirrors. And the safes. You can open them with bobby pins to get a bit of experience. I never do that. Scrap these houses, obviously. Next house is this one. There's also some caps around Sanctuary inside the houses. Another safe here. Don't forget the exterior part of the houses. There's nothing here. There's some caps over there. Container. Here, another one. In this house, there's a pistol there. And there's a safe here. More containers, another one, there's nothing. Here, there's always a Medex and a Nuka-Cola. Last house, don't forget the exterior. We already grabbed the items inside here. And there is one last container. Here. Careful with the water. I probably missed something, but you've got the point. Here's some more loot. Tons of things to grab on Sanctuary. Now we are going to check what we've got. And we start to put a bit of order in our inventory. Let's see. Armor. At this point, I'm trying to find items that gives charisma. To stack the eyeglasses, the clothes, and the hat. We only got clothes. This is from a Creation Club mod. What else? We've landed 2 antibiotics. Fantastic. Some ammo. Okay. Now, obviously, you'll be having a lot more junk than me. if you cleared all Sanctuary. I'm not going to do it, but you should separate the valuables from the workshop. Next thing, we need to drink. I usually put a water fountain near every workshop available. Oh, and by the way, grab the empty bottles and fill them. Right. What time is it? We'll be heading to Red Rocket. Grab this, another weapon for a melee build. And some more items inside this duffel bag. Perfect. Let's say hello to Dogmeat.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Now we have to wait until the mole rats spawn. We can loot in the meantime. We'll do the same here as we did in Sanctuary. You should scrap everything you do not want in your settlement and prioritizing the containers. Also, here there's a hard hat. Put it on for a bit of damage resistance. Come on, mole rats. Some bottles over there. There they are. Hello? Okay. Grab the meat and the loot that they carry. And now you can grab the workshop. And yeah, loot the containers. There's nothing here. Some cups there. And that's it. Do some inventory management. We are hungry. Let's cook the meat. And let's eat. Now we'll be going into the mole rat den. You can grab as much as you want. I usually grab all the items and the consumables. Three mole rats inside here, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3. And there's another one there, which usually has more health. Nice. There's no more enemies here. Time to loot all the place. Take your time. There's a lot of things inside here. I'm not being thorough enough, but this is just to show the process. Make sure to grab the meat. There's some bottles there. Now, here is a dead body with some glasses that gives charisma. These are guaranteed. And here's a fusion core, careful with the rats, some lore, and a gun. There's a duffel bag over here. Yeah. There's more brain fungus and glowing mushrooms all around. I'm not going to pick it up, but I usually do actually. Okay. Guess what? Inventory management. As you can see, there's a water tower in there. Go there. Go to the water tower. Grab the meds and the water. Now, looking at the power line, there's a couple of bloat flies. I don't have a shot. One down. Two down. You can grab the meat. I usually lose it. Well, there it is. And the other one... Well, grab the meat if you can find it. No big deal though. Return to the water tower and look north. You can see a plant there. Walk towards it. And there is a safe, an open safe, with some loot. Okay, now return. Careful with the radiation from these plants. Return to the water tower, and this time we'll look towards these mute fruit plants. And you'll find a buried chest. Now, we found some armor. When you find a piece of armor, keep it. Now, we'll be heading towards the power line. This is a settlement, a Bernati farm. You can talk to this NPC here and he will give you a mission. I'm not going to do that, but you can do it. There's also another NPC which is usually inside. Let's see if I can find her. No, don't talk to me. There it is. She is a trader, okay? And you can trade with her now. You don't need to own the settlement. You can grab potatoes if you want for another settlement. If you want to plant some food to Sanctuary or Red Rocket. Okay. Now, follow the power line and go a bit left to these rocks. And you'll find this fella with water, a machete, a steam pack, and usually some raider armor. Keep it. And in the power line there's a dead raider over there. Some ammo. And some rat stacks if you want to kill them. Okay. Now, let's return to the farm. The machete is a very useful weapon for a melee build. Okay. There's another one in Concord, but you can grab this much easier. Okay. Now, let's head over this cabin. There's some loot inside, and there's also a bed if you want to save in survival. Grab everything. and to the next power line. There's a raffle back here and a toolbox. Okay. Now, over there are some raiders if you want to kill them and grab the loot. I usually don't do it. Okay, but you can do it if you want. Now, here, this little cabin has some bloatflies scattered around. There's one inside, one on the right and one on the left. Oh, I did not kill it. Nice. One more to beat. Where are you? There. Nice. Like the previous ones, if you find the corpse, grab the meat. If not, don't worry. Okay? Inside the cabin, there's a bit of loot and a magazine.
Perfect.
There's also this tape. That's a cool little story about this girl. And that's it in this cabin. Let's return to Abernathy. Now, this is totally optional. This, I always do it, I don't know why, but it's actually not a big deal if you want to skip this. There is a shack. There's Abernathy. There's the shack, okay. The problem is that nearby there are some bloatflies. And I don't think the loot is worth it, but I usually grab it since we are close to the farm. You can kill the bloatflies if you want. Okay, now we'll return to Red Rocket. I will see you there. And we are going to finish day 1. Setting up a little base here. You should do it in every settlement. Some water and a bed. Let's drink first. Let's fill the bottles. And some inventory management. We found the leather armor. I did not realize it. We keep it. Leather armor is much better than Raider. And sleep until the next morning. Let's grab more items and loot. Well, there's a lot of fog, but you should be able to see a red box from here. East of Red Rocket, there it is. There's some ammo and more junk. Okay, cool little spot. Now, we have to be careful with the enemies here. Let's go west. There's sanctuary in that direction. And there's also a river. Where are we heading? Alright, we reach the water. Follow the river east. The lake, rather. And you'll soon find an enemy. There's always there, this dog. Put him down. Grab the meat. There are some rat stackies in the area. If you see the hidden indicator moving. Now, we'll head to this pier over there. and grab more items. Now, inside the water there are some containers. I don't recommend to do it because you'll soak up a lot of rats if you don't have the Aqua Boy perk. We'll continue east until we find this water pump. We'll turn it off and we'll follow this pipe until we reach this deposit. Let's open the lid, grab all these cups. Here you will find a 44 pistol, very powerful, and some more junk. Thank you, fella. Now jump here and grab the medicines. There's a little raider camp with 3 raiders and a dog, I think. And there's, as you can see, some mole rats scattered around all this area. Okay, they are usually in the right part. There's Red Rocket. Okay, you can kill the mole rats if you want. You are safe on top of this, on top of this deposit. Let's see if they came close. Come on. Two down. Careful with the raiders. They do not want to spawn today. Well, only 2 spawn, but there are some more. Okay, let's return to the water. I usually take care of the raiders later. We are in danger. Someone spotted us.
First mistake, last mistake.
Well, since the raiders found us, we're going to take care of them. Nice. Well, job done. I usually do it later, but hey. Free loot. More. I think the mole rat triggered them. There's another raider. Here it is. And we found a shotgun. If you do a playthrough involving them. Also some knuckles. These are random drops, but you'll probably find them sooner or later if you kill raiders. Now, since we are here, there's the raider camp. Okay, and there's some loot over here. And also there's this chimney. My intention was showing this later, but hey, job done, I guess. Now, as I was saying before, let's return to the water. We do not need to be as careful as before since the raiders are dead. We'll be following the water. Until we find this tire. Okay. We'll climb this hill. If the raiders do not spot you, do this hidden, okay? There's a random encounter that usually involves more mole rats. Keep going. There is also a raider living on top of this hill with a dog. You can go and kill it if you want. It only spawns if you enter his little shack, okay? This is where we were going. The robotics disposal ground. Okay. There's some guaranteed loot here. A fusion core. Flamer fuel. If you jump on top of these cars, you'll find the fat man. We are overweight. Because we killed the raiders, which wasn't a part of the plan. Little trick. There's also a mini nuke. Okay, I'm going to leave this here for now because we are going to grab a power armor. This is the official entrance of the robotics disposal ground. Okay, if you go east and towards this big antenna. Careful, because there's tons of enemies here. You'll find a crash vertibird, and there's the power armor. Okay. This is the easiest one to grab if you are doing a power armor build. Now, there's a yellow crate there. Remember that we've got a fusion core on Red Rocket from the Mole Rat Den also. Here's a helmet. Now, there's some mole rats here. Kill them all. Grab the meat, the loot. Then, there's the crash vertibird, okay. If you look northeast, there's this pile of leaves and branches. There's also several corpses and a duffel bag. Grab everything. Okay. And keep going northeast. Careful with the enemies.
Hey.
And you'll find this shack with more loot. Another mole rat. Nice physics. Alright. Let's return to the robotics disposal ground. What's our carry weight? Almost full. I'll grab the nuke and leave the fatman here for now. Obviously, if you want to play with heavy weapons, there's the king of all weapons. Okay, now, from the robotics disposal ground, we'll be heading west. Following this fence. And you'll find this scavenger and a bit of stash nearby. We are going to kill him.
So that's
He's tougher than the raiders. And grab all the loot. Oh, a sea captain's hat. Nice drop. Now, from this position, look to the water again, south, and head there. There are some enemies over there, usually some dogs. Straight south until you find this corpse and some leather armor, which is guaranteed. More random armor inside this suitcase. Now we are over encumbered. Let's drink and drop a gun. We'll do the same trick to reach home. We need to find this little pier and move a bit further. Careful with the enemies on your right. When we reach this tree trunk, we can cross the river safely. And where are we again? In Sanctuary. Now, do some inventory management and keep the power armor for now. Alright, now we have to return to the robotics disposal ground. In my case, I cleared the raiders. It's very safe to go to Red Rocket and then to the disposal ground. If not, you can sneak following the river and up the hill, like we did, like I showed you before, okay? I will see you there. So, we safely return to the ground. Let's enter this building and grab everything. There's a magazine.
Hell yeah.
Toolbox, and grab the holotape from this computer, which is used to activate this fellow Sentribot there. Activate it for now. And this will trigger some mole rats. You can grab the fat man now. The mole rats had spawned. I think that's it. Grab the meat and the loot as usual at this point. Now, open the holotape again. Engage defense protocol to USAF Olivia. And now we'll follow him. He should engage against the raiders over there. There's also some mole rats. There it is.
Analysis green. Security operation successful. Resuming normal operation.
Perfect. Nice physics. Now you can go... Oh, the dog is still alive. Well, this happens sometimes. You can go in the outside part of the area, grab the loot. Easy. More items here, more meat. Where is the dog? It falls? Oh. Now we can head inside this bunker. Grab this, don't go in there yet. And now, before returning home, let's head to the disposal ground one last time. And we are going to initiate self-destruct. Yes. Take cover. And grab the loot. Now we have to return to Red Rocket. Remember, if you do not kill the raiders, do it now. And head straight to Red Rocket. Okay. And I will meet you there. Well guys, the guide is over. This is our character. We've landed a full set of leather armor, but if you've been following the steps from this guide, you'll probably have a full set of some armor, combining leather and raider. Okay, we've got also a set of power armor, for if you want to do a power armor playthrough. We've got some explosives if you want to use them in your playthrough. We've got plenty of meat. There's much more in the workshop. Also plenty of water. I've been filling the bottles that we've grabbed. And plenty of meds. And drug. Also, we've got several types of weapons. For a fist playthrough, for a melee playthrough, several types of pistols. Several rifles, a shotgun, a fatman, some valuables to sell, plenty of ammo and fusion cores for the power armor, and as I was saying, plenty of food, alcohol, water, a bit of everything. Now, there are also a few more locations worth visiting around Sanctuary, with additional enemies to fight and extra loot to collect. Feel free to explore it if you are curious, but at this point, most of the loot will probably be redundant, especially if your next destination is Concord, where there is a ton of loot and equipment to get without barely battling. Maybe I will cover this in another video. Thank you so much for watching, I will see you in the next one, take care.